Hello everyone, Darcinova here. This is my review of a underrated classic, Batman Returns. With the success of Batman 89, Warner Brothers greenlit a sequel and they had Tim Burton go back to direct and Michael Keaton came back as well. This movie is kind of split amongst fans because there's people who love this movie and there's those who don't. And those who don't like it because it's too dark. Which I don't think that's fair to say it's bad because it's dark. Because if you really want to go there, The Dark Knight is darker than this. Honestly, the way it ends. It's just, this movie just had a darker atmosphere compared to other Batman films. And I felt like Tim Burton was the best fit for Batman. Because if you look at the comic books, and you compare them to 89 and this, it resembles Batman a lot more than the films that came after. And I felt like Tim Burton doesn't get the acknowledgement that he deserves because he is the reason why Batman got respect again from the public eye. He's the reason why people didn't look at the Adam West cartoon as the definitive, version of Batman. That's who he is, and you can't change it. He did this, and you know what? Tim Burton deserves credit, and so does Michael Keaton. Honestly, which I feel like people. I'll get to that when I do a video about how people need to stop sucking Kevin Conroy's dick so much. These two movies made it possible for Batman the Animated Series to exist in the current form. It wouldn't have happened if it weren't for these two movies. And Danny DeVito as the Penguin was great, even though they did take aspects of the mutant from The Dark Knight Returns and meshed it together with the Penguin, so you would have an actual character, so you'd have some characterization. Because he didn't have any until this movie. And I feel like this is probably one of the best Penguin stories, if not the best ever told. I don't know that much about Penguin in the comics, so I can't judge. If anyone knows any good Penguin stories to read, comment below. But I felt like this did the character justice. Danny DeVito was a great Penguin. I could buy him being that character. And he made a character that was just as good as the Joker, Jack Nicholson's, if not better than the Joker. Because the thing is, you kind of feel bad for him in some ways. You kind of do. He is more sympathetic. And I felt like every character that was in this movie did their part. Not a single character, was worthless. Like that certain movie we'll talk about in the future. Batman may not have been seen as much in this film as he has been in the films that came after it. Oh, God. I'm not looking forward to talking about those, but we'll get to those. I felt like it was better because, honestly, I felt the villains were more interesting in general than Batman. And I felt like the more you know about Batman, the less interesting he is. I mean, I know the comics, is different than the movies, but I felt like it works better as a film. And Michael Keaton's version of Batman, I felt like, to me, feels like the definitive version on the big screen. And I think it's a fucking shame that Michael Keaton didn't get another shot, honestly, because I felt like his Batman still had potential left. Honestly, he didn't even peak yet in this film. Warner Brothers, for the love of God, please do an animated movie that continues this story. this universe. Please continue it. I don't give a shit if it's animated. Give Michael Keaton a chance to fulfill the role that he should have done. This is the thing that sucks about this movie, honestly. It's really good. I love it. But when I think about what could have been for Batman Forever, just imagine how much... Unlike Christian Bale, who pretty much peaked in Batman Begins, Michael Keaton didn't even peak yet, in my opinion. There was still, room for his character. And it's a damn shame they didn't do, the sequel of Batman, Returns, because a bunch of fucking soccer moms complained about how violent it was, how dark. Ugh. I love the dark atmosphere. I love it. I love how dark it is, because to me, that's what Batman is. It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be gritty. Gotham City is in itself also a character. It feels like a page of a comic book, both Batman 89 and Batman Returns, honestly. And I could buy the person who played Wonder Woman in this movie. I can't remember. Remind me in the comments what's her name. In the comments below. She was a better better Catwoman than the other chick. I actually could buy that she was Catwoman. And people may complain about some of the supernatural elements of this movie. Where the hell have you been? Have you read a Batman comic? Do you know anything about Ra's al Ghul? The real Ra's al Ghul, not the fucking Christopher Nolan bullshit. Batman's full of supernatural elements. Do you not know anything about the resurrection of Jason Todd? Or, never mind, I'm sorry. I gotta restrain myself from ranting because these fucking Nolanites piss me off. These motherfuckers that shit on these two movies, especially this one. This movie is unique amongst Batman movies. It really is. It's something that hasn't been done before or since. This movie had the balls to do a movie as dark as this. It had the balls to actually have us sympathize with the villain. Well, you kind of can with the Joker, the Dark Knight, but whatever. We'll talk about that in that video. I felt like this movie was good because of every cast member did their part. And if you took out a single one of them, it would have suffered heavily for it. Honestly. I feel like this movie has aged pretty well. I believe it stood the test of time. This movie, to me, feels like a timeless classic. If you have yet to see this movie, my God, what the hell are you doing watching this video? Find a copy of Batman Returns, buy it on Blu-ray, or buy the 4-disc box set that comes with Batman 89 and Batman Forever and Gay Man and Robin. Seriously, see this fucking movie. You have no idea how underrated it is until you see it. Because to me, I'm outraged the hate this movie gets. And because it isn't Batman. Oh, Batman's not supposed to be this dark. And you know what? The hypocritical thing about people when they complain about Batman never killing and Batman v Superman, he kills in this and Batman 89. He also kills in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. But we'll get to that, the hypocrisy of the Batman betrayal in that movies, whatever. What the hell am I saying? Sorry. Batman Returns, I feel like, doesn't deserve the hate that it gets. I really don't believe that. It's a good movie. Same thing with Batman 89. I believe this movie is a masterpiece. I don't give a shit if you Nolanites don't like it. You can lick my butthole. Go suck it. You don't know Batman. You never read a fucking comic. These two films is what Batman is. And what Batman should be. enough with the ultra realistic bullshit. I'm so glad the Christopher Nolan Batman films are dead. Please, Warner Brothers, when you make it the Ben Affleck solo Batman film, please do go back to what Tim Burton did. Please, because Gotham and those movies is the best way we're going to see Gotham ever, because it looks closest like the comics. Batman Returns is a great movie, and anyone that bashes this movie because it isn't like Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, well, Nolan Knights, go fuck yourself.